Everyone, in this lecture we are going to cover the Python Pandas package and we are going to work with some of the functions which can be used in the process of data analysis. And one more thing is that here we are not going to cover all the functions. The reason is we are going to perform data analysis using this Pandas package itself. But other than the process of data analysis, you need to know how to construct a data frame and what is a series, what are the data structures in pandas, or what are the different ways to create them. All those things we can learn now. Yes, firstly let me tell the usage of this pandas package. Actually, the reason why we use this pandas package for data analysis is pandas package has an advantage that any file format can be converted to its own data structure. Nothing but we'll convert to data frame. We'll perform some data analysis operations, and again we can convert that particular data as per our convenience. For example, you have given a Excel file, or if it is from web development pages or some web pages and all, it will be XML, JSON format and all, right? Those will be initially given to our pandas package. Nothing but we are going to convert that particular data to data frame, and then we are going to perform some data analysis or machine learning algorithms. Again, the final output we are converting to our own requirement format. Nothing but again we can get into Excel format or some JSON format, CSV format and all, we can get it. And also you can get in the format of SQL and JSONs also. Yes, different file formats are supported. That's the advantage of using this pandas package. And in this pandas, again, there are three data structures. Let me show you just a second. Let me take a whiteboard. Yes. Yes, this is not a theory section, but just as a basic, I will cover up to 3-4 minutes. I will take, not much more than that. Yes, this is the pandas package of Python, and there are three data structures. Generally, what are normal data structures in Python? Don't consider the DSA concept. In general, I am asking according to the Python language. We are having list, tuple, dictionary, set and all, right? Similarly, there are also some data structures in this pandas. The first one is series, and second one is data frame, and third one actually we won't use anywhere. It is actually called as panel, but in general we are going to work with series and data frame only, guys. Actually this panel is not required. So in general, for data analysis process and all, we are going to consider these two data structures. So what's the difference here is, let me take another cell. Yes, here itself I will note the differences. It is one dimensional, whereas it is two dimensional. Nothing but it consists of rows and columns. And one more thing about series is, it is a collection of homogeneous data. Yes, homogeneous data means here you are going to have a single attribute actually. So it can be either any type, it can be integer or string or float or complex, anything it can be, any data type. Similarly, but here for data frame, we will call it as heterogeneous. The reason why we are saying heterogeneous data is, here we will not, yes, the data types are same. Let me copy and paste it. The data types are going to be same, but the reason is here we are going to have a single attribute. Only one attribute, nothing but For example, if you consider only student names, it will be. Other than that, there will be no details. But whereas here it can be two or more attributes. That's the reason it is here. Yes, why it is heterogeneous and it is homogeneous is, if it is a single attribute, let us assume we will consider age. For age we are going to use only single data type. We are not considering any other data types, right? But whereas here, let us consider multiple attributes like age, name, CGPA and all. For age you will take integer. Again for name you will consider string. And for CGPA you will consider the floating values. Nothing but here different data types are possible for individual attributes. That's the reason data frame we are going to use is heterogeneous data. And one more thing, yes, it is very much simple, whereas data frame is complex. Coming to the next point, in series, you can't work with the original time data. Nothing but not suitable for real time applications. Not suitable for real time. Whereas data frame, we are going to completely work with real time data, because any data which we collect in real time is very large, right? Nothing but it is obviously a two-dimensional data. You can't work on one-dimensional data in real life. That's the meaning here. So this is the way they differ. And one more thing, here in series you can perform operations easily. In data frame also it is easy actually, but it is somewhat difficult when compared to series. These are the basic differences. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of it. Yes. Now we are going to start completely the programming part. So just open command prompt and type Jupyter hyphen, sorry, Jupyter space notebook. Yes, now let me create a new notebook and let me keep it here as Pandas. Yes. How do we import package in Pandas is, name itself is Pandas. Alias name you can, as I told, you can give any names, but in general we will give as PD. And we also need to work with NumPy package. The reason I will explain. Import NumPy as NP. Shift plus enter, the cells will run. Yes. Now firstly the concept we are discussing is related to series. Once the concept of series is over, then we will discuss data frame. Series. Yes. Now coming to series, as I told, it is a one-dimensional. Here we can create series in three ways. Creating series in three ways. What are the three ways? The first way is using a normal, yes, using NumPy array. Let us create using NumPy array. Using NumPy array, we are going to create a series. So firstly take some random value, let me say s. S is a variable. As NumPy we have called as np dot array of, inside what we are going to pass? We are going to pass a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me say this one. Yes. Now my NumPy array is ready. So now how can I use series? Let me store it some variable A. Yes. Now how to create series? Observe carefully. S is my variable. Series is present in which package? Pandas. As I told, name series pd dot series of. You need to pass that numpy array, nothing but A. Now you just print S, nothing but you are printing the series. And one more thing you are going to print is type of that series, nothing but type of S. Now run the cell. Here you can see, right, 1 to 6 are my values. Then you may get doubt that what are these 0 to 5. Actually these 0 to 5 are nothing but indexes. Yes, you can give indexes manually also, but the default indexing starts from 0. And data type, nothing but this attributes belongs to integer type, right? So it is given d type as int64. And now coming to type of that series, you can see, right, pandas.code.series.series. This is how we are going to print. Yes, just a second. And now in second technique, we are going to create the series. Now directly using list. Actually, firstly, if I show this one, it would be better. But not an issue. Let me say 23, 45, 67, 89. Yes. Now, again, let me take as pd dot series or pass the list. And now, yes, no need to print type again because type is going to be same. So let me print only S. Yes, you can see 20, 45, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0, 1, 2, 3 are indexes. This is the second technique. Now coming to the third technique, let it is using dictionary actually. Now generally you will create dictionary in format of key and value pairs, right? So let me say name. Yes, let me show you some errors also. What happens if you will give some different data type so that we can proceed with dictionary. Here you can see initially it is taking, but data type completely is going to change. But in some of the tools, nothing but some of the compilers or some Google Colab or some cases, it will show you as an error because we need to use a single data type for this one. Yes. Now coming back to dictionaries. Yes. Let me say A scored 30 marks. B scored 45 marks. C scored 50 out of 50. And D scored 20. Yes, this is our dictionary actually. So now we are going to create series using the dictionary. Here you can observe a change in terms of index because still now we have just given values here. These are the values and these are the keys, right? So keys are going to behave as indexes here. So my indexes will be A, B, C and D. So let me print it. Yes, you can see A, B, C, D are my indexes. But whereas this 30, 45, 50, 20 are the values which I have given. This is how we create series in discrete ways. Now let us discuss the next topic. How to give our own indexing. So just a second, let me mark down. Define indexing for values. Yes, this is the topic now which we are going to discuss. Actually here, yes, let me copy the same thing. Yes. Now these are the things you are having, right? Let me give few more values. Yes. Now here there is another parameter called as index, and within this index you need to pass a list here. So let me say 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So now again we need to print s, right? Print of s. Yes, remember that one here. How many values are there? Those many values I have given in index. Here you can see now my index started from 1. Nothing but these values are taken as my index. Otherwise it is going to take from 0. So now let me reduce one value. Let me remove one value. Let me run it again. Yes, you can see error. The reason why we got error is the number of values should match with the number of values in this index parameter. Otherwise, you are going to get error. Now, indexes will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, this is how we define indexing. If you pass dictionary, so here also once we will test. Let me copy the same thing because even I can show if any error comes. Yes, this is our dictionary. Let us consider indexing. Let me say take indexes as A capital letters A, B, C, comma, D. Yes, now if you will run, you can see A, B, C, D are value. A, B, C, D became my indexes, but values came as NaN. NaN data type by default will be float. The reason why we got NaN is these values are for the indexes A, B, C and D only. For example, instead of this capital A, let us give here small a and let us check. Here NaN is nothing but empty values, guys. You can see 30 came. So you can't alter the indexes. You need to use same in case of dictionary. So let me keep this one as it is. Yes, NaN is nothing but empty values. If you want to use as a value, you need to take the type as np.nan, which we are going to work. Yes, indexing concept is done. Yes, now we have defined indexing. Now we will see how to access using index. Let me name it as accessing through index. Yes, now how to access. Let me consider one example. Let me take this same thing using dictionary or any format is okay. But the final thing we want is to be our we need to get this series. Now this is our original series. Now for suppose I want to print uh, let me yes let me print s of c. Just s of c you can pass. Yes, here you can see np dot. Yes, by default it will be in format of numpy and data type is integer and the value stored in C is 50. If you want to show only 50, then keep this thing in the print statement. Here since we are running in cells, I am just showing in this format actually. So this is how you are going to access elements. Now similarly we will also see slicing operation. Slicing. Nothing but from one range to another range we are going to print the values. Slicing operation. Yes. The reason why I am considering this example is here we can work with normal like with alphabets we are showing. If I'll show numerical, you can easily understand because it is nothing but simply like a slicing operation we perform on strings and list. So here let me consider two more values. Let me say E. For E, let us take some 99 and one more BF. For F, we'll take 27. Yes. Now if I want to print S, yes, S double colon minus 1. You can see it printed everything in the reverse order. A, B, C, D, F. Actually, we will get in the same order. Here I performed reverse operation. You can say reversing a series also you can name this one actually. Let me keep here. Reversing a series. Yes. Now for example, if I want to consider the values from B to E only I want to print. Then how you are going to pass? S of what's the first from where you want? From B you want. And the last one should be E. Then what will you pass? Will you pass E? No, it's a blunder mistake. You need to pass F. Oh, yes. Here actually, if you work with normal list and strings, it will be taken the last value minus 1, but here it is going to consider even the last value. So you need to give E. So that you will get as B, C, D, E. This is how we perform slicing operation. Now we are going to see some of the methods which can be actually performed on the series. So let us consider a list, and in that list let us consider some values randomly. Just a second, first let me name it. Methods on series. Yes, now the methods which I am discussing for series, you can also perform for data frames. So let me classify it. There are three methods actually. Head, tail, one more is going to be count. These are the three methods. By the name itself, you can understand where head will be on top, right? Tail means at bottom in general. So now while working with series or data frame, if you use head without passing any count, then you are going to get the top 5 values. For tail, bottom 5 values. Otherwise, you can even limit them also by passing some value. Coming to the count gives you the number of rows. So now uh, let us construct a series. S equals to PD dot series of, directly here itself I am going to pass a list. Inside list let us consider 1 2 3 comma 4 5 6 comma 7 8 9 comma 901 comma 234 comma 567 comma 678 comma 8765. Let this be some random values. So now first let me print our original thing. Yes, let me count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Yes, there are 9 values. This is enough. Here itself let me print count also. Print count comma s. Is it s? No. S dot count. Here you can see count is 8. Yes, actually 8 values. I think I have counted as 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yes. 8 values are there, nothing but here 8 rows in general. So it has given count as 8. So now similarly, if you want head, what's the variable? S is our variable. S dot head. You are going to get top 5. You can see up to 0 to 4 it has printed. Now similarly, let us see S dot tail. You can see last 5 it has given nothing but indexing from 76543. Yes. Now if you want only top 2 records, then here you need to pass a value as some value you need to pass. Let us say 2. So top 2 you are going to get. Similarly for tail, let me say I want bottom 3. Then you are going to get the indexes of 7, 6 and 5. This is how we perform methods on series. Now let us see some of the mathematical operations. Yes, now here we are going to perform mathematical operations in 3 approaches. Mathematical operations. Yes, one by one let me note them. The first one is going to be on the same series. On the same series you are going to perform. And the next technique will be with 2 or more series you can consider. Yes, 2 or more series with same indexes. And let me copy this line. The third one is going to be 2 or more series with different indexes. With different indexes means there is a possibility of getting non values, nothing but empty values. Again, we will also see how to check null values and all after these mathematical operations. So, initially, let me consider a series. Where is it? We will take a simple one. Yes, this one let us consider. One by one, we are going to check. Yes, as I told on the same series, now you have converted to series. Now simply let me say S equals to S plus 1. What will happen? Let us check. Now let me print S. Here you can see all the values are incremented by 1. Actual values are 1 to 6. I have added plus 1 to all the values here. That's the meaning. You're not here S equals to S plus 1 does not mean to increment index. You're trying to increment the values. So 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 1 4 and so on, 6 plus 1 7. This is how here we perform. It is for on the same series. Now here they have given 2 or more series with same indexes. So for this case, let us consider the dictionary itself so that it will be easy with default indexes. Now this is the example for second type. Let me say it's the marks for D1. Let us again copy the same thing here. But let me name it as D2. Here you can change the values as per your wish. Yes, for D1 and D2 I have given some values. So as you know, if we won't pass index parameter, the keys are going to behave as indexes for the series. So now here as I told, we are considering two different series. So let me say S1 equals to PD dot series of, for here let me consider D1. Similarly, series 2 is for D2. D2. Now for suppose, let me say S3 equal to S1 plus, just a second, S1 plus S2, and let me print S3 and also the type of S3. Yes. Now you can see here both the series are created individually, but the indexes are same for both the series. So now here the concept of mapping is performed when I said S1 plus S2. So the index is going to be same, but the values are going to be added. 30 plus 3, 33 is mapped to A. So in that way we have printed here. You can see here for S3 I have not created any empty series. The addition or the summation of two individual series will give you obviously a series. So that's the reason you got type also as a series. This is for example of this second approach. Just a second, what is this 2 point? Yeah, okay. Two or more series with same indexes. Now similarly, two or more series with different indexes we will check. Let me copy the same thing. But here I am going to remove this BCDE and I am going to add here, let me say some G is present with some value 45 and some H is present with some value 90. Now this process is same, so let me copy these all the lines. Yes, here what happens is if you perform for A, yes, it is going to become not integer type. For this one, you are going to get as float. The reason is here for A, it gives 33. Here for B, only with in series 1 value is 45. In series 2, it is not present, right? So it will consider as a NaN value. As we discussed, NaN by default, it is a floating type. Nan is nothing but like infinity. So we are going to get as nan for B. Yes, now let me run it. Here you can see, right? Since BCDE, yes, only which indexes are common, their summation will be done. And it will include all the indexes of D1 and D2, nothing but the first series and second series. And it will give you as a NaN values. And the type is floating type only values are, and the entire S3 type is series. This is nothing but how we perform mathematical operations. Yes, guys. Now this is the last concept of the series. Next we are going to start the data frames. So here now we are going to discuss of working with missing values. Working with missing values. Yes. Now again, let me consider with which technique we will apply. So yes, let me consider this thing. We will work with the list because continuous dictionary is boring. Yeah, you can work on anything, but finally we want to work on series. That's our aim. So here, instead of some values, you have observed the NaN, right? Actually, that is present in NumPy package. np.nan you need to pass. But while printing, it will be printed as NaN only. It will won't show as np.nan. Yes, let me print it. Yes, actually small, in small terms I need to give. Yes, now you can see, right? As nan belongs to floating infinity, it has printed here nan, 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 and remaining all are converted to floating type. This is how we work with null values, but this is easily understood by us. For example, if you want to show to some client and all, if you will show, they will ask what do you mean by nan and all. You can't explain for every individual. So for that, there are some methods which are used to show you the null values. Yes, actually, the one more reason is here as I entered the small in terms of small, when I have given in terms of caps, nothing but np dot nan, it was not recognized actually, but in the older Python versions, this is the correct usage. But that's the reason even I have entered the same. If you observe in the error, it has showed the use np.nan instead, because this was present in the older versions and removed in the NumPy 2.0 release. That's the reason, because Python every day there will be new functions introduced and some older functions will be removed. So if you are using older one version, then use this np.nan, or for suppose if you are using latest versions, you need to give in terms of lowercase. This is the difference. Yes, now how to, yes, let me name as methods. Methods for identifying and handling null values. There are three approaches here. The first one is using isNull function. Second one is using notNull. And third, yes, actually these are used for identifying these methods. Let me separate this one. Yes, for handling null values, we are going to use another method. That method is called fillNA. Actually, here we are going to simply pass the values, but in general, we will use all the statistical approaches while working with the data analysis concept. So now let us check one by one. As I told, this S is our series, right? So simply give as S dot is null. Yes, here you can see false, false, right? How you are getting those Boolean values, huh? I will explain, observe carefully. Is this 123 a null value? No. 456? No. That's the reason it has written false. Here nan is an empty value or some null value, so it has written as true. So is null returns true whenever there are null values, otherwise it returns false. Whereas not null is vice versa of it. S dot not null. Yes, here you can see for not null values it will give as true, but for null values it will give as false. So this is how we are going to identify. But there is also another technique. Here you can perform, yes, for is null I will show. Since similar functions are used for data frames, simply let me name it as pd dot is null. But in pandas, if you are saying pandas dot is null, what does it mean? There is no meaning at all. So here you need to pass series as parameter. If you observe, this first one and the third one are same. Similarly for this not null also, let me perform pd dot not null, and here you need to pass as s. Let me show you error if you won't pass. Here you can see missing argument. So here you need to pass the series actually. So you can see the second and fourth one are same. Now coming to the last method, fill NA. Fill NA is nothing but, let me print S again. Yes. What does this fill NA will perform is, it will replace our NaN values with some value. I have given 0. So here you can see as 0. Here if you print S again, it is showing as null values. The reason is here just we are displaying, we are not storing it actually. So for storing it, there are two techniques. Either you need to give S equals to S dot fill NA of 0. Now if you enter S, you are going to get as 0. And also there is another technique. What is it? Here just instead of this S equals to, remove it. Here after 0 you keep comma and type in place equals to true. Yes, actually again the S value changes. So let me run this cell again. Anyhow, I'll provide notes, but comparing to notes, if you watch video, you can understand, because you can see here itself I am doing changes and all, right? So you will get the updated one. You can't understand the mistakes and errors also. So now if you print this, actually it is showing null values. Now what I have given fill with, instead of 0, let me say 1 for this time. Not 1, let me say 15. And in plus equals to true. Now let me run this, and again if I will print, all the null values are replaced with 15. This is how we are going to handle null values, but actually instead of passing values, we need, actually while working with data analysis, we will perform different statistical approaches like backward fill, forward fill, nothing but B fill and F fill, or by replacing with mean value, median value, mode value, which we all discussed while discussing the box plottings and all, right? So those all things we are going to apply actually for this handling null values. So with this the main concept of series is completed. So one last concept is left over actually. I have skipped that one. Assigning name to a series. Yes. Here, let me copy the code actually, because continuously typing takes more time. Yes, here you can see, right? Actually, sg dot name is nothing but you are going to name the series. If sg dot index dot name you are performing. Yes. One more thing, for indexing, you can also use this approach actually. I have not discussed this technique actually. Instead of passing in here as a parameter, actually you can use separately for the series as sd dot, nothing but series dot index, and you can give index values. For index naming, dot index dot name you need to use. Yes. Now let me print the data frame. Here you can see, right? This is my index naming. Here you can see gods or warriors, right? Here list of gods and warriors are displayed. Nothing but this part. And coming to here, I have given series name. That name is weapons actually. That weapons is not given on top of values. If you observe here on bottom, it has printed as weapons. And here data type is printed as object. This is the assigning names to a series. So with this complete series part is done. Now comes the original concept, and this concept, yes, still now we have discussed in 44 minutes, right? So this concept may take 1 hour also. Yes. Now let me keep it as markdown. Here comes his data frame. Yes. As I have discussed here, data frame is two-dimensional, heterogeneous and all the things. So now how to create it actually? So you can use list or dictionary or anything you can use. So yes, Actually, data frame generally you won't create from some data you will create, but we will discuss regarding it once the data analysis concepts begins. So for now, we are going to work with simple data frame creations, working and all. Yes, guys, actually, this is the note available in our website, and I have also shared to you guys in WhatsApp group. So you can just go to this one. Here, one question is completely without the null values we performed operations. And one more thing is that with the null values we have performed operations. So these things I am going to discuss here. There is nothing new. Only two few functions in extra I will discuss because it is completely basic class. But there are more operations which we will perform and we will discuss also. So now just create a normal dictionary D. Let me say yes. Here let yes here the keys which you will give those will become actually as name of the attributes. Nothing but yes. Let me type one by one. Yes, names. Let me give as Balo, Rishi, Shiva, Vishnu. Yes. Here I have given four names, right? Comma. Now again any new attribute you want to consider, let me name it as marks. For marks again here you pass a list and marks up to 100 we will consider. So yes, I have also given the marks. Let me consider one more concept as grades. Grades again here comes is string format. Yes. Now I have given these things, just run that cell or here itself let me consider data frame pd dot data frame of, you need to pass that dictionary, let me say D and let me also print here, let me print df and type of df. Yes, here you can see the type is data frame. And here, while working with series, it has worked as indexings actually when we consider dictionary. But here it is going to be as name of the columns. And here if you observe, here you got as D type. Nothing but for each column you got its own D type. But whereas here you did not got. The reason is here we are handling heterogeneous data actually. That's the reason. So this is the basic data frame construction. So similarly, we will consider a data frame with many values. So instead of typing again, just a second. Yes, before starting with the larger data frame, so let me also show you how to give indexing and all. Data frame dot index you can use. And here let me pass a list. Here 0, 1, 2, 3 is there, right? Let me give it as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now again let me print df. Yes, here you can see right now these index values have been also changed. You can also give name for this indexing also. And if you observe the above example for the last concept of series, we have used the naming concept, right? So here you can give as SD dot, sorry, here this is DF, right? Data frame dot index dot name. Just a second. Yes. DF dot index dot name equals to, you can keep anything. So let me add it in this above line itself so that it becomes easy. DF dot index dot name. And what you want to give for those indexings, let me say roll number. Here you can see now we got it as roll number. This is how it is going to work. If let me say name, how to name data frame, let me keep it as students list. Here you can see it, anywhere it did not display as students list. So actually if you give name or not give also, it's not an issue actually. So this is how simple data frame is. Now we'll also consider a large data frame. I'll also keep some values, more values and all. Firstly, we'll work without null values and also with null values. So let me consider what we have done here for series. Yes, creations of data frames I have explained. Now coming to the concept of indexing. Yes, indexing is similar to, yes, let me keep as markdown. Indexing and accessing elements, let us see. Indexing, yes, only indexing is enough actually. So let me consider the same data frame here again. Yes, I have considered this data frame. Just a second here. D is missing. Yes, indexing. Yes, now for suppose I want DF of Uh, here already, yes, let me run the cells again, this indexings and all. We want this index and index name also. Yes. Now run this cell completely. Yes. Now for suppose I want to know the details of, let me say Rishi. I want to print the details of this person. That means I want Rishi, his marks and his grades. So how to access is, don't type df of 1. If you will enter df of 1, your, yes, here you can observe that you got as error. Then how to access? Is there any another approach? Whereas in series if we worked, we got directly. But here you can see we are getting errors because here the indexing concept is completely different. To get a single row and all, you need to use different functions. Those are LOC and ILOC actually. Those functions are. So now let us consider, yes, row accessing and column accessing. Both are different here actually. So first let me discuss regarding column accessing. Markdown. Yes. Column accessing. How do you access to columns is, just print as df, and again here inside you need to give like nested structure, and which attribute you want to get, let me say name and grades are enough. Name comma grades. Yes guys, remember that one. If you want to replace it with original data frame, you need to pass in plus equals to true in any functions you are using, but don't use for these print statements, you will get errors. Here you can see I got name and grades. Now for suppose I want only marks, how to get them is, yes, here you can see 95, 94, 99, 100. Just like this you need to pass. What happens if you pass in this nested? Let us see this case also. Yes, if you pass in that structure, this type you are going to get as data frame only. Otherwise, it will become as series. For example, if you remove here these extra brackets and if you will try to print it, here you will get an error. That's what my intention is. That's the reason firstly I explained that part and then I came to this one. If you will use this nested, you will get in data frame format. Otherwise, you will get in format of series. Here you can see, right? Here again d type and all it did not display. Here you can see the name of the series will automatically become this attribute name, nothing but marks, and data type is integer. So this is how we will access through columns. Now let us see rows accessing. Rows accessing. Just a second, it should be marked down actually. Rows accessing. There are actually two functions. Let me name them here itself. One is LOC and other thing is ILOC. What's the difference between those two functions? Let us see. Now let me consider the same data again. Again the whole thing I am copying. Yes. Now how do you access? What is my data frame? DF dot. Let me inside LOC let me pass to. You can see it is the type key error. So what you need to pass here actually? Actually, as I said, these are functions. You should not use parentheses. You need to use these squared brackets actually. So now let me correct it. Yes. Now I have given 2. 2 is for whom? Nothing but 0 is for Balu. 1 is regarding Rishi. And 2 is regarding Shiva. So name Shiva you are going to get. Nothing but the third values you are going to get as 2 here. So 99 and grade is O. So you can see name is nothing but 2 here. Data type is object. Yes. Now coming to ILOC, how ILOC works, let us see. ILOC of 2 again let me give. You can see same details are printing. But to understand what actually the difference is, here let me show you the theory part. Yes, you can read here, right? Data frame dot LOC method is used to retrieve rows. Yes, rows can also be selected by passing integer location to an ILOC function. Yes, but what's the difference is here you need to pass the indexing value. So here you can also pass a normal what the value you have given. That's the difference here. So now let me come back. Yes. Here this is how you will access rows and columns. Now coming to the next topic we are going to discuss is about. Yes guys, now let us start working with missing values. Yes, let me see still what are the things I need to discuss. I have discussed about arranging columns. Yes, all this rearranging and all also we will see one by one. Don't worry. So firstly, let me cover all the basic things. Now let us see. Yes, one more concept I have missed, right? The methods, nothing but head, the tail, and all those methods. For that, actually, I need a larger data frame. So for that, let me copy one data frame from this file actually. This file is available in data analysis also. You can access this document from there actually. So now here I am going to consider a large data frame. Yes, actually no need to import package because already I have imported it. Yes. Now regarding which concept we are discussing, some methods I told, right? Methods to get rows. Yes. If you want some particular count of rows, you can also get them. One, two, three, four, five, six, and here one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Still eight values. Nothing but these two values I need to enter. Yes, now my data frame is ready. Just let me run it. Yes, actually no need to keep for this one. Just let me close, run. Yes, indentation error it is actually. So we need to keep this one to the bottom. Yes, and all these things should be moved inside tab and one more yes. Actually, yes, as Python, there it must deals with indentation, so be careful while working. Yes, again is 1 to 8 indexes 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, there is some. Yes, here one bracket is present. Okay, everything is fine. This is my complete dictionary. I kept comma close list. Let me keep here also one more comma. Just a second, guys. There is some indentation mistake. So let me type it manually itself. Yes, here by default space came actually. So everything we need to move backward. Yes. Now you can see this is my original data frame. Now how to get some particular rows? There are, as I told, we are going to use head, tail and count techniques since it is SD. Let me show you. Top 5 rows, tail, bottom 5 rows, and count gives you total number of rows. Nothing but as yes, 1 to 8, right? So 8 it will give. And one more thing here, it has shown the integer 64, right? So actually it is belongs to this serial number actually. So actually you need to keep this one in print statement. Oh, sorry. Because yes, it is correct only, not for that one, because this S is used for series or data frame is SD, right? Here you can see name 8 are present in ID, 8 are present marks, 8 are present address, 8 are present and all. That's the reason. And you know the counting we will do in integer format only, right? That's the reason it has given int. These are the few methods. Now we are going to handle with missing values. Yes, before that, let us perform few more things. Some more operations we will perform here itself. Then finally we will conclude with those handling missing values, identifying them and all. Yes, actually there are more things. So better we will work with the null values first because as we discussed it for the series, same thing we are going to discuss here. So yes, it is set to mark down missing values. Anyhow, I am not going to share this document. I am having another neat, clear document with complete theory and programming part. This document I will share you. So here we are going to discuss normally. Yes, missing values. Now let me. Yes, this is my data frame. Yes. Yes, actually, as I told, this is from older version. So we need to change actually because in latest version it is completely in lowercase. Here you can see right now this data frame is ready. Internal score, external score and names are ABCDE. Now how to identify is by using two techniques. It is marks, right? Data frame name. Is null is one technique as you know. Yes. Now you can similarly do from pandas package also. Pandas dot is null of here you need to pass the data frame actually marks. Both are going to be one and the same. Where are null values present there you will get as true, otherwise it will show false. Now similarly, yes, marks, right? Our data frame name marks dot not null. For not null values it will give true, otherwise it will give false. One more thing is fill in it. So marks dot fill in of 0. Here you can see wherever those null values, nothing but NaN values are present, those became to 0. But it did not affect our original data frame. To affect in original data frame, Control C. Yes. After 0, you need to pass as in place equals to true. Now let me print the marks. Yes, now you can see original data frame is affected. This is how we are going to perform. Now we are going to work with two problems here. It may take half an hour or more time, not an issue. As I have shared a record right here, these are the, let us assume these are the questions you got actually. You need to construct a data frame and perform the operations. This is without null values. And the second problem is completely with null values, which we are going to see one by one. Yes, guys, one more thing I forgot to explain. Yes, just let me scroll down. Before discussing these topics, two things I need to say. How to identify whether C is present in this students list or not. So, normally you type C, marks of C. No, just a second. Using membership operator, we will check actually. Here you can see if you are searching for C in marks, it is showing as false. But actually C is present, right? So here I think we need to give as name. No, just a second. Let me check it. Yes, it is correct only. But if in general, if you will type just marks of name, what you are going to get? You are going to get all those values, right? So actually here we will use one more thing. You will keep dot and you will check in values actually. Object is not callable. Just a second. Marks of name dot values. Let me remove this. Yes. Actually those parentheses is not present. So here you can see right in marks of name nothing but in name values nothing but in ABCD is present. Similarly, now let me copy this and let me say instead of C, let me consider F. You will get as false. Now, for example, to verify whether this internal column is present or not, how you will check is internal in marks dot columns. Yes, internal is present. So, similarly, let me copy this. Instead of internal, let me say some internal one. False, because that column is not existing. This is for column and values existing we will perform actually. This thing I need to explain first. So then we can perform one by one stepwise. So now let us go back to this question here. Here they have given this normal in tabular format and they are asking us to construct the data frame. So how you will construct? You will pass all the values and you will construct, right? So now here I am not going to type because I need to explain all these things very step by step and clearly. So simply in this document the complete thing is present and in additional to that also present. But here let me consider the simple thing. Iteration we have seen. Yes. Yes, this is the main function, iter rows. Actually, this iter rows will print the details of every individual. So this is the main thing we need to perform actually. Let me show you. Yes, here extra spaces are coming during copying. Yes, here you can get the details of every individual one by one you can get. Just a second. For I, comma, G. Yes, these things should be inside, right? Actually, yes, indentation mistakes. Yes, now you can see about complete student A, all the details have been given. Then B, then C, D, and finally E. Then you are going to get as a single collection. Here you are going to split. This is what we call data analysis. You are going to analyze one by one students' performance. This is the advantage of Python programming and this Pandas package. You can perform data analysis easily comparing to other programming languages. Now, as I told, to work with the large question, so here let me consider. Yes, iterating over columns is also similar thing. But now, yes, these are the various things which we will discuss during the data analysis actually. So, here already some things we have used index, insert now we are going to use. These are max, min, unique and all we are going to see in data analysis. Seasonal, nocturnal we have performed. D types we have seen, values we have seen. Actually, this is the method actually, but where we worked there actually we have not used this parenthesis. And one more is sorting the values. There are various functions still you can see. Some we have discussed and some we are going to discuss within this lecture. And remaining all we are going to cover in the upcoming data analysis lectures and all. Now data frame operations written without missing values we are going to see. Let me copy the same heading here. I can explain there itself, but the reason why I am explaining here is during the process I want to commit some errors also so that everyone can learn from errors actually. Otherwise, it will be like simply learning from a textbook. Yes. Now, firstly, without missing values, nothing but this about crops and all you can see, right? About the population, actually, sorry. Regarding the population, we are going to work. Yes, guys, you can work either in Google Colab or here also. It's not an issue for data analysis at all. But for some parts, nothing but like while some databases and all, obviously you need to work with this Jupyter notebook. So it's better you install Jupyter notebook if you have not installed. Yeah, due to the spaces, it is becoming a big headache. Yes. Now, one by one, we will discuss what operations we need to perform here. Yes, you can say either print CD or simply CD. I have given like that because it will give somewhat a good format for reading. So now let us perform operations one by one. Yes, what they have given, arrange the data frame in such a way that first, second, and third columns are year, state, and population. We are having in state, year, and population. We need to swap. For this, we are having one operation. Yes, that technique is actually CD. Yes, re-indexing is the concept actually. Re-index is used to alter the columns. Re-index. Let me name it CD dot. Yes, guys, remember one more thing. If you pass in place equals to true, then only our original data frame is going to be affected. Otherwise, there will be no modifications in the original data frame. CD dot re-index of. Yes, here you need to pass what the values you want. Here even you can follow the notes and all. Yes, in that columns equals to you need to pass one list. Columns equals to. For example, here I will show you with errors, guys. That's the reason I want you guys to understand. What's the actual question they have given there? In year, state, and population, right? Year, state. Instead of population, let me give it as pop. Here you can see an empty column is created. This is how we are going to create an empty column actually. So if you will keep in place equals to true, this complete column will go. So anyhow, there is a question to create a new column and all. We will see one by one anyhow. But to create new column, this is the process. Or there is also another technique to change the values and all. So let me keep it as population itself. Yes, using the index we have swapped the columns, nothing but we arranged as year, state and population. Sorry, it is population in crores, right? Nothing but in CR it is given. Yes, now you can get those values, year, state and population wise. Now what's the second question they have given? Assign index to data frame. I think already we have assigned, otherwise we will assign now, it's not an issue. Yes, already we have assigned the indexes 1 to 7. So no need to change that step. I think here we changed again or no, I guess. Yes, we have not changed. And now coming to, yeah, inserting new column as I have shown you just now. You can use in the reindex concept itself or they are, yes, read the completing, add a new column employability in lakhs, add values to this column in following manner. Assign same value to each record. Assign values to third, first and sixth record. Assign values in order from 2 to 8. Now, how you will perform is using the dot LOC function. Now it came into the picture why we are using the dot LOC, dot ILOC and all. So actually, now just let me create. Yes, actually insert is the function cd dot insert. Insert of. Here you are going to pass our new column name. Sorry, initially you will pass position here. We will see what happens if you won't pass that position also. Just let me show you. cd dot insert of. Hi, let me say. Here you can see something is missing. Actually, it needs two arguments. One is the column and one more is the value. So let me name it as at some position we need to give, right? Is it possible to give in already existing position, and what happens if we'll give? Let me take one. At one state column is present, right? So these all things are not covered in that record or some that notes. Actually, that things I am going to cover here. Yes, here you can see still there is some error. What's the error? Value is missing. Yes, actually we need to pass a value also. So after this string it should be, I guess, that value. So let me say 2005 is the value. You can see still one position is missing. So let me give as position 1. Yes, here you can see it did not print here actually. So to know whether it worked or not, just type cd. Here you can see high is a column printed in the second, nothing but at position 1, nothing but, yes guys, don't think that this is our original data frame, because we have not kept here in place equals to true. If you keep in place equals to true, then only we are going to perform on original data frame. Here you can see unexpected argument in place. So here in place function is not supported, it seems. So let us work without it, not an issue. Yes. If it is not working here, you can see originally state, year and population. In place of year, I brought I, so that year and population all are moved one column towards right side. So now we are going to alter the values. How to alter those values is, yes. Now we have just created. Now he is telling to assign values randomly. So for that only we are going to use this LOC function actually. So here if you observe, he has considered that employability column and I have considered as high actually. So here he has given some values. CD, yes, dot LOC of, yes, for what he asked to perform. So let me consider on my own. For only second column if we consider. And what's the, sorry, second row attribute is high equals to 1349, let me say. Now again let me print CD. Here you can see here for that 2 it became as 1349. So similarly let me perform for two more things. Let me say for 5. Instead of 5 let me alter in state actually. Instead of Haryana let me keep it as Delhi. Here you can see it became Delhi. So this is how you are going to control for an individual value. Now, what's the next question he has asked? I am just showing you the questions patterns actually, not the original question. Assign values in order from 2 to 8. In order. Nothing but something like sorting you need to perform. For that we are having the function called sort values. Sort values, and inside by you need to pass the column name, and if you want either in ascending order or descending order and all, you can control it. So now let me, yes, let us do for year wise, because in general we will calculate it year wise, right? So similarly cd dot sort underscore values of by is equals to, for what column I want to perform? For year. Here you can see it is in the sorted format 2020 to 2024. Let us check whether it affected original data frame or not. No, it's not affected. So what I need to keep here? In place equals to true. Now our original data frame is affected. Now you can see it is in the sorted format, nothing but in order. Similarly, coming to the next concept, yes, sorting is also done. Formatting adding new column that contains boolean values. Yes, actually it is not required because anyhow we have observed how to add a new column and how to pass the default value for all the things and all, right? So here you can see, yes, how they have passed this for a particular state they have considered. If it is Telangana, keep it as true. Nothing but here, how do you access CD of state value, right? If CD of state equals to Telangana state, then you need to keep it as true. Nothing but CD2 of bool equals to that value you will give. Otherwise, it will be what it will be false. Here, what does this operator indicates, guys? If both are same, it will give store as true. Otherwise, it will be as false. So I'm not discussing regarding it. Yes, now this is the last question. Then we will see for missing data operations and all. Delete employability column from data frame. As you know, for deleting there is the only function. Yes, we will also use the del keyword while working with data analysis. But if you want to drop, how you will perform, let us see. Here if you observe here, they have also mentioned the axis and all. So now let me show you. CD is our data frame, right? CD dot drop. What happens if you will perform CD dot drop? Let me show you first. No, not on this one because if complete data will be gone again, I need to run all the cells. Yes, let us see for marks. Marks dot drop will do. Marks dot drop. Yes, it has given wrong because you need to pass some labels. So let us keep it as CD itself. So not a worry. And what they have passed column name, right? Let me pass year. Here you can see still he is saying some error. What is that key error? Axis is not found. Here what happens if I give axis as 0? Let us check. Yes, axis equals to 0 is generally along exact nothing but row wise. So whereas this here is a column here actually. For example, here instead of here, let me take it as 6 here actually. Here you can see the last row is a drop. Last row has been dropped. This is how you will drop the rows. For rows accessing, you will use axis as 0. For example, for column, if you want to perform, let me consider here is the column. Since it is a column, axis to be as 1. Here you can see it has been dropped. Observe that one again this 6 came into the picture because we have not passed the parameter in place equals to true. Actually this in place equals to true plays a main the crucial role in working with data analysis. Because either you are removing from the original data or currently working data. That's the main thing to be focused while working with data analysis or machine learning and all. Now coming to the continuation part, yes, this is a complete thing. And working with the null values also we have just seen. So instead of working all, we will just focus on any few things. What are the questions we will see? Yes, displaying score of first three, last four, and all you will do like using head and tails. Display number of records count function we have already performed. Display number of fours hit by all players. Nothing but you are going to get only one column value. Nothing but as I have already shown you, you are going to get in format of series. Or if you want two columns here like a nested format, we need to implement. Already we have implemented all these things. ILOC, LOC also we have done. Or checking for the existence, everything is done. So no need to discuss this topic. So this is how we have discussed the complete data analysis, guys. Sorry, not complete data analysis, introduction to data analysis. These are the basics actually. But while working, we'll see many conversions and all. Let me show you our syllabus topic actually. Yes, these all are the different subjects which we have discussed and which we have discussed. I have marked them in green color actually. Actually, we need to move forward in this machine learning and DBMS. Yes, with today this concept is done. And tomorrow lecture we are going to see different file formats to data frame and data frame to different file formats. Actually, first thing I am going to perform is this one. The reason is we have created data frame, right? So we will convert to different file formats and we will also check whether those files have been downloaded or not. And again, those files will convert to data frame. Because to get in all different formats, it is somewhat difficult. So, yes, for web scraping, anyhow, I will provide the HTML and XML data and all. You need not worry regarding it. So this is the complete thing for data analysis and machine learning. With this lecture, Python Pandas package basics have been covered of series and data frames. So yes, you can also prefer these things, but watch this video mandatorily because no errors or no modifications and even in the document only for this column thing it is there. Regarding row deletions, it is not there. So you need to observe carefully and prefer. Yes. Thank you for listening this lecture. And if you are having any doubts or if you are getting any errors, drop in the comment section or feel free to contact me. Thank you.